show. Is it a sandwich? If I called a hot dog a sandwich, do you think that you'd be fine with it? If not, then why? Let's bust this wide. Mary, Carrie, Kelly, Matt, oh my, is it a sandwich? Well, let's decide.
You better not be hogging my daws or I'll have to bend your Jerry. Today, order up.
Oh my God.
Amazing. That was amazing. You know, Matt, I love your intros.
Thanks.
So we're here on Order Up, and, our friend Kelly is on the beat, as they say, researching ice cream all over Canada. Right,
all
Karen?
over. We're known for our ice cream in our cold climate. And so Kelly is in the field doing her research today. And how are you doing, Miss Mary?
I'm good. You know, it is in Los Angeles. It reached about 80 degrees.
Oh.
And then it started raining. And so everybody...
Did you know what to do? Like, do you even own an umbrella?
I do, but I'm from Boston originally. So I know how to drive in the rain. I know how to wear a raincoat. But, our pool started to flood. So that was, but I'll tell you, people in Los Angeles don't know how to drive in the rain. So you guys be careful.
I believe it.
But yeah, it's still summer. So I'm still eating ice cream as if it's a nice, warm summer day in the middle of August. And you, Carrie, what's going on with you?
Not much going on with me. Just busy with life. I always eat ice cream no matter what time of year it is. Maybe more in the summer and there'd be more variety, I guess. But we kind of always have ice cream in my house just as a special treat. How about you, Matt?
We try not to have it in the house because that's one of the few things I have poor impulse control around.
Right.
And Heather as well. Unfortunately, Uber Eats does now deliver Baskin and Robbins.
Oh my!
Oh no!
And I've done that on multiple occasions. Dairy Queen doesn't work out so well because it's soft serve, so it melts so quickly. But a brick of Baskin and Robbins comes pretty well. So yeah, I have too much ice cream. So we gotta keep it at arm's length.
Do you have Cold Stone in Canada?
We did for a while, but it did not succeed. I don't know why. It was attached to, I think it was part of
Tim Hortons for a while.
Yeah.
It's
owned by the same company.
Is that the one where they sort of, you choose the toppings and they kind of mix it in? It's like a frozen slab kind of thing. So we have a similar one here called Marble Slab. And it's the same thing with the icy countertop and whatever. So there's one in my neighborhood. And a few years ago when it opened, my husband and I went, we didn't know what this was. Let's go have ice cream. It cost us $15 for 2 ice cream cones. And we basically looked at each other and said, you better finish that entire thing because that's your dinner. Because it was so expensive.
And I think it's a little pointless in a way. I mean, I enjoy it. Please sponsor the show. But what I don't enjoy about it is I like the texture of having different things.
Yeah.
I don't like just having the smooth ice cream. I like having some chocolate chips, or I like having, and they pound that ice cream so hard, but by the time you get it, it's like a fribble. Do you know what a fribble is?
What's a fribble?
It's from Friendly's. It's like a frap, and you have little specks of things.
Oh.
It's almost like a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I know way too much about ice cream. I'm sorry, everybody. But the stuff has been so eviscerated that you get a little touch of a chocolate chip, or you get a little touch of a graham cracker. It's not the same. So
that's why I love Rocky Road. It's that texture. Yes. It's the contrasts that make it so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
maybe that's why Stone Cold Cream they didn't last in Canada, because people are like, we want our chunks in our ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. That's true. And so Matt, Carrie's going to ask you something about some facts.
So listen, Matt, I know that you do a lot of research all the time, and I can't imagine there's much to know about ice cream other than, it's cold and delicious. Do you have any ice cream facts for us today?
I do. Let me just power up my ice cream 3000 here. Okay, there we go. There are three kinds of people in this world. People who grew up watching 80s television wanting Cookiepuss. People who found out about Cookiepuss from Patton Oswalt's Tom Carvell impression. And those who have not yet lived. Father, what is Cookiepuss? Not now, ice cream. Maybe we'll have a discussion when you're older. Okay, so now, sorry, I've been training my ice cream to sound more human. So ice cream, get me that data. Yes, Father. So Carvell was founded by Tom Carvell in 1929, borrowing $15 from his future wife, Agnes, and using it to operate an ice cream truck. In 1934, after suffering a flat tire, he sold his custard at the site of the breakdown, completely sold out within 2 days. He sold his entire stock, and after much of it had partially melted, this is when it dawned on him that using a fixed location with soft serve ice cream as opposed to hard ice cream would sell like gangbusters. In his first year, he grossed $3,500, and by 1937, he had a stand at Hart's Day, New York, with a freezer that let him make his own frozen custard.
Wow.
By 1939, he had grossed over $6,000. So that's $132,840 adjusted for inflation. He went out to invent such icons as Fudgie the Whale, Hug Me the Bear, and the infinitely disturbing Cookiepuss. Not to mention, voiced the intro of Late Night with David Letterman in September of 1982. So he was very much a cultural icon. Father, I want to meet Cookiepuss. He sounds misunderstood. Hush, ice cream. Now, while Carvell is an American ice cream icon, Canada has its own ice cream inventor, Morgan Carr, who invented the Tiger Tail flavor, which is an orange ice cream with black licorice swirl, and thus the name for its tiger-like appearance. So while we don't have Cookiepuss, we do have a delicious citrus and licorice flavored ice cream.
Of course you do, Canada.
I am not a fan. Not a fan of the Tiger Tail.
Orange and black licorice? No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I can't. But I love your impressions so much of them, because Carvell ice cream actually was a big deal in Massachusetts. So, really good accents there with you.
I always wanted it, but we get the ads from Buffalo growing up, but no Carvell in Canada.
I always wanted it too. Always. I never got tired of that commercial ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My American dream was that very disturbing clown face ice cream cake. That is which they also use for Santa Claus. They just turn it a different angle. And I think it's also the same mold for Cookiepuss, or for the Fudgie the Whale. Just they put an ice cream cone on. He really recycled. He was an ingenious user of the same materials over and over.
Why reinvent the wheel? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you a question. This because this is something I would do. Have either one of you gone over the border to get Carvell?
No,
not yet. I mean, I've gone over the border, but it's not really been something that's been easily accessible when I visited.
Is it still a thing? So wait, Carvell is still around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then we must go.
Yeah, I think Kelly might be there right now. I think we're missing the boat. I think she's at a Carvell.
Well, I hope she comes back with a full report about the Carvell, because I would totally go and get that. Oh my gosh.
Me too.
You can get them in the freezer sections at your local grocery store too.
Okay, next.
Well, I mean, Uncrustables have recently found their way to Canada, so maybe we can get Carvell ice cream up here too.
It's not impossible.
So Mary, who's our guest today?
Well, we have a special guest today who understands Massachusetts. Our guest today, I went to college with this woman, and we worked together when I wrote a script, a 2-person play, where she directed it. She also is directing Midlife Mood Swing that's touring right now across the United States that I'm starring in. And we will be in the Whitefire Solo Fest in 2024.
Oh, nice.
Our guest is Charlene Ward, who's also an actor, writer, and stand-up comic. She won a Broadway World Award for Best Ensemble for her role as young Matilda the Hun in Afterglow the Musical. And you can catch Charlene's web series on YouTube, co-starring Keisha Norton, Lexi, and Kathy. Everybody put your hands together for a friend of mine, a very talented director, actor, producer, comic, Miss Charlene Ward.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank you for having me. I love ice cream.
Yay!
Yes.
So many things you've done. Oh my goodness. So this is fantastic. And I'm looking forward to your web series. And that Matilda the Hun thing sounds quite hilarious. So yay. So I have some questions for you that are all ice cream adjacent. And we want you to think really hard and carefully about these questions. Do not, just blurt out the first thing. This is very serious and you should really think about it. So first important question, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
All right. So I like a lot of ice cream. See, I'm keto now, so I have to it has to be worth it.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, we used to go to this place in Lowell, Massachusetts called Burbeck's, and they used to make their own ice cream. And it was just a one-off place. Because in New England, you're going to find the most awesome mom and pop ice cream makers. Like these people make all their money during the summertime, and then they go down to Florida and they hang out there, and then they come back, and that's what they do. So my favorite flavor as a kid from Burbeck's was a black raspberry ice cream. It was so good. Now I'm more of a sucker for the Dairy Queen soft serve. And I will tell you, because we were talking about Carvell, I remember about 10 years ago, I had a really bad day at work, and I told my boyfriend, meet me at Carvell in Westwood. There was one in Westwood. I don't know if it's still there, but when I got myself a nice soft serve vanilla with chocolate sprinkles and ate my feelings.
That sounds delicious, though.
Oh, it was good.
I love soft serve.
Me too.
Okay.
Don't you find those mom and pop places to be that much better though? Like
hands down.
There's so many good ice cream ones.
And it's just there's just something about that, like when it's homemade. And speaking of homemade, have you ever made your own ice cream? And if you did, how did it go? And if you haven't, how come?
So I'm a disaster in the kitchen, and I have very little patience. So the time it takes to actually make ice cream, I would just be eating the ice cream batter, so to speak. I would never make it in the freezer, because I often eat the batter before it goes in for a cake, So, but my boyfriend is really, really good at that, and he once made a really good pumpkin ice cream.
Oh.
Made it out of pumpkin, and it was delicious. So actually, it was funny because when he was leaving, I said, I'm going to be doing a little podcast about ice cream today, and I think I'm going to be sending you off a recipe to make more ice cream, because I'm going to need some keto-esque ice cream right away.
Pumpkin is low sugar, by the way, you guys.
It is?
But for keto, pumpkin itself, because it's it's that kind of vegetable, I'm not allowed to have. Winter squashes, I'm not allowed to have.
Oh,
I thought it was kind of carby. Like I thought it would be. but I don't know.
I can have. Yeah, it's funny when I first went on keto. They said you can't have an apple, but vodka's okay. And I was like, well, good for me.
They also said that when I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh my God.
Break out the vodka.
What about apple flavored vodka?
Right. Okay. So there go. Matthew and I are going to go get together, and we're going to have some apple flavor. And that's a whole other episode.
That is a whole other episode. We can, more. Mary does do cooking tips every now and again. So there we go. Well, okay. I don't know. Think back. Who makes the best ice cream you've ever had?
Okay. So the best ice cream ever was this place in Brattleboro, Vermont that unfortunately has recently closed. It was a diner called the Chelsea Royal Diner in Brattleboro, Vermont. So southern Vermont, just over the New Hampshire border. They made a Mayan chocolate ice cream.
Oh my!
Yes. So it was with the chocolate, ginger, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, and it. My mouth is watering, and I drove 90 minutes. It was so funny. I told my mother, I said, "Do you want to go for ice cream?" And she said, "Sure." I put her skinny ass in the car, and I said, "In Vermont," and she was just like, "What?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny."
We got ice cream. It was so delicious
and totally worth the drive, I bet.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that ice cream.
So when you're getting ice cream, toppings or no toppings?
Okay, so I used to work at a place called Friendly's. This is also started in like Springfield, Massachusetts. But when I was a teenager, I worked there in Nashua, New Hampshire. And you sometimes got to be a waitress. Sometimes you had to work the fountain, which was making the ice cream. And that is where I discovered toppings. Let me just tell you, you take some marshmallow fluff and put some hot fudge on it, and you almost don't need ice cream.
Oh my goodness. And what flavor ice cream would you do with that?
That one, that one would be either like a mix of like a chocolate and a vanilla. Sometimes the chocolate with the hot fudge is just a little too much. But, strawberry, actually. Strawberry, good with the strawberries in it, like the chunks of strawberries in it. And we also, we had the fribble, which Mary has talked about. That always reminded me of a Frosty from Wendy's.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's like that texture. It's like a thick
texture, and it's almost that taste too. But people loved it. They always wanted a fribble. But yeah, going back to the toppings, that strawberry ice cream with the strawberry chunks in it, some marshmallow topping topped with hot fudge. It's incredible.
Well, and here's the question, and I'm glad you brought up Friendly's, and this is where we do the hard-hitting reporting here at Order.
Yeah.
Why do you think Friendly's? I've only encountered Friendly's in Massachusetts and in Florida. Those are the only two places that I've encountered it. Why haven't they gone more global, do you think?
Well, it's interesting because I know that they were down in Florida and New Hampshire and Massachusetts. I don't know why they're having so much trouble. I know they filed for bankruptcy back in like 2011, and the stores have been closing. Like every time I go back, there's another Friendly's that's closed. So I'm not sure why they're having the trouble. And not to talk ill of the dying, but the ice cream was good. But I'm telling you, the food, not so much. And it was attached with the food, and so, there's only so many Fishamajigs that you can,
What? Okay, sorry. I know we're talking about it. What is a Fishamajig?
Literally like a fish stick sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it's called? A Fishamajig?
You paid money for that?
It's called a Fishamajig. I remember going in there once because, we had a snowstorm and I actually made it to work. Nobody else did. And I had to cook the food. I'm 16. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And they're like, right, I got to drop 2 Fishamajigs.
Oh, my God. I've never heard of this. Have you heard of this, Matt?
No, but I'm intrigued. I mean, I did used to eat one of those
the Filet-O-Fish
fishes from McDonald's, and it sort of sounds like a similar experience.
Yeah, it literally is like a like
God, but just the name.
So I did. Ice Cream just gave me the data. Friendly's in 11 states. It's in Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, with the most locations. New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina.
So it's around.
So,
yeah,
but I mean, a lot of the states have like 3-4 locations, so it's a smaller chain.
And also those are smaller states, so
that's a good point.
Yeah, no, but that's what, when we went on spring break from Emerson our senior year, we lived off of Friendly's.
Wow.
Like, I think I got everything off that menu. I did not get the Fishamajig, whatever it's called. Fishajig. I did not get that, but I got the burger melt. I got the chicken salad sandwich, and they pair it. It's like pairing a good wine with a pasta dish. It's like, have the Reese's peanut butter, sundae with your Fishamajig.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? The happy ending Sunday.
Yeah, which
now I feel sad that I've never been to Friendly's. We should go there too, Matt. We need to do more road trips with the podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the good thing is it was also open late, so it was open till 12 or 1.
Well, for ours, we were in a mall, so it closed when the mall closed. So
so that's
like,
so it's kind of like a diner feel too. It was sort of but Friendly's was very popular, and there is still one, Danvers, Route 1, everybody, right by the Putt Putt, which now I think is a Costco. So go.
Oh my goodness! So this is our last question. And this is the one that divides people, ends friendships. It's pretty intense, and we do need you to make a final decision. Okay. When it comes to ice cream, are you a cup or a cone?
Wow, yeah, you're not kidding. This is a tough one. My parents got divorced.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay talking about this? This is a safe space, and
it kind of hurts.
I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing, cone or cup, right? So those old like little cones that you'd get, they'd get soggy and gross and everything like that. And then, but if you have ice cream in a cup, all you got at the end is disappointment. There's no ice cream. So I say my choice is one of those giant homemade waffle cones, because it's not going to get soggy too fast. And when you're finished your ice cream, you can eat the container.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're eating so there's no more disappointment. So I would go with a and that's actually how my parents reconciled in the end. Was I couldn't cook because I'm impatient, but my sister, she managed to make gigantic homemade waffle cones and save their mess.
They're so glad there's a happy ending to this, because, this issue divides too many people. And if only the politicians could come to some agreement, we might have peace across the land.
Well, that's the problem.
Reach across the aisle for that homemade gigantic waffle cone, and everything would be taken care of. There'd be peace everywhere on earth.
There would be. And this is why we're so glad you're here with us today to speak logic and truth, bring truth to ice cream. That's what we're doing.
That's right.
And Fishamajigs.
And vodka.
And vodka. Apple vodka.
Apple flavored vodka.
Amazing. So Charlene, where can people find you if they want to hunt you down to figure out more about the secret Friendly's menu? Where can they go?
It's so funny because back in the 70s when I was growing up, I'm so old. You could sit there and tell someone, "Oh, look me up. I'm in the book," right? So I tell people I'm on the book. So I'm on Facebook because I'm Instagram like. I can't. Right. I don't talk or tick. So Facebook. Also on YouTube, you can find my web series Lexi and Kathy, which I'm really really proud of. It's a lot of fun, and of course, if you're in the LA area, I will be opening up for Mary Kennedy's one-person show at Solo Fest, doing some stand-up. So,
And
we're going to be touring in Denver too. We're going to be in Denver, Colorado, and then who knows? Maybe we'll come up and invade the Order Up Studios live.
We would love that. If you go to Denver, find a really good ice cream store and report back to us.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sad though. We'll have to find keto for Charlene because it would be sad for her to watch me eat an ice cream in front of her.
They must have it.
But if anybody's going to have it, Denver,
Colorado.
Will.
They'll have it, and I'm sure, and it's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but cashew, can't you do cashew ice cream?
If there's sugar in it, I can't.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Charlene. It was so nice to meet you, and
it was a pleasure.
I'm glad. So who's in the lead now? Do we know if Cup or Cone is in the lead?
Don't have an exact count, but I'm pretty sure it's
Cone too. Yeah.
Ooh, I might win. Yes.
You might win. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Mary might actually win this season.
Have you noticed that I'm not as particular yet?
Well, it's early days yet, Mary.
Yeah, there are some rules. There are rules when you come to eating ice cream. So, all right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. And everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Order Up.
One at a time. All right. So what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Lila and I'm from Canada.
Awesome.
Ontario.
Yeah. So what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Moose Tracks.
Moose Jaw? Well, why do you like Moose Jaw?
I like vanilla ice cream, and I also like how there's peanut butter and chocolate in it. I like the combination.
Do you like toppings or no toppings?
Toppings.
Toppings?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite topping?
Caramel.
Caramel's good.
Yeah.
Final question. Cup or cone?
Cone. I mean, cup on days when it's like hot summer, because then it's gonna drip all over me if I have a cone. But cones just like add more flavor and stuff.
Awesome.
When I'm eating it, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. I like a waffle cone.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right.
Order Up is hosted and produced by Matt Ardill,
Mary Kennedy,
Larry Hayne,
Kelly Zemeckis.
and original music is by Rebecca McDonald.